Nicole Crane, and we're in the final stretch of this launch of Exquisite. We get started next week. You only have 4 hours to apply at the current rate. I'm gonna put, oh, I didn't, sorry, I have like so many tabs open on my laptop right now. It's ridiculous. All right, so I'm dropping the application in the comment box. So yeah, I just want to promote that just a little bit one more time. We get started next week. It's a 3-month program. I'm doing one more round of that starting early September. And then that's going to be the final one-on-one coaching package that I'm offering with Exquisite for this entire year. And it does go up $300 after midnight tonight. So if you have any interest in jumping in at the current price, please book a discovery call with me. I did a little spiel about this on Facebook, on my public account, my Facebook page, and my Facebook group if you're curious about what sessions look like. A discovery call is basically like that, except for it's a kind of abbreviated version of a session where we don't quite go as deep, so that once I introduce like what the package entails at the end, you kind of have a clear mind to decide whether or not that's something that you're interested in finding out more about. So if you're interested in hearing more about that, go and watch that video. Otherwise, yeah, I'm going to take a week off after this broadcast. So until August 12th or 13th, I'm going to put out like a pre-recorded message next Tuesday in my group and then Thursday in the YouTube channel. But going on in the future, I've decided to kind of consider this to be a marathon, not a sprint. So in order to not wear myself down so much anymore, I'm going to really be like committing to just doing like one formal video, going to my email list and my YouTube channel in the future. And basically, yeah, if you want to get in on that, be sure to join my email list. The easiest way to do that is to go to my website, NicoleCraneCoaching.com. I'm going to pop that in the comments as well. And oop, didn't get it. Here we go. So there's like a little button at the top that says Feel Hot Naked. That is the easiest way to jump into getting my email. And you also get like a little 3-point step-by-step guide on how to feel hot naked and improve your confidence and allure and magnetism and confidence. Sorry, I've got like so many things popping up on my thing. I'm like, did I say confidence twice? Your confidence and your allure and your confidence and your magnetism. All right, so going forward, the thing I want to leave you with for the next couple of weeks is really tapping into your connection with yourself. So some of you know that I've been studying Mary Magdalene and both her teachings and her philosophies through like her own like records of what she said that are being discovered, and also channels of like her essence, which honestly, like I resonate with the channel more a little bit, but it just feels so much like the truth for me. So what this is bringing up for me is that all these systems in place, like the powers that be, whether it's government, religion, social networks, the economy, they really attempt to alienate you from yourself and from your fellow human beings, and they tear us down and separate us. So I think the easiest way for us to fight that alienation and separation is to first connect deeply with yourself. So I know this is really hard, especially if we're like social media junkies, like myself included for sure. But creating time, whether it's meditation or just like staring at the wall and like daydreaming and thinking your thoughts quietly to yourself, that's a huge part in reconnecting with yourself. I think that we get so worked up with like all these shoulds, like you should want this, you should do this, like whether it's achievements or just things that we gain acceptance, whether it's beauty or success or specific ways that we're expected to connect with other people. To break down these expectations, we really need to get to a point where, one, we're really in touch with what feels like the truth to us and what empowers us and what makes us feel loved and cared for and happy. What a concept, right? Like, what does that even feel like? But sometimes I'm really shocked. Like, I went through this list of like what values I have and what's important to me, and like really like happiness and freedom and time alone for like being quiet, that's huge on my list. And I'm just like, whoa, like these things don't really even cost money. So instead of like driving myself crazy and like doing all these goals and like making all these micro steps and achieving and like losing sleep and like not having time with my friends and family, it's like, oh wow, this is actually taking me further away from what I really want instead of getting me closer to it. So that was a little bit eye-opening for me. Um, and then the other thing that I want to talk about is, I mean, okay, so I just finished Mary Magdalene Revealed, which refers a little bit to the transcripts of the findings that they found that Mary as an apostle wrote. And honestly, like, oh, don't judge me, but like they don't really make sense to me like in their original context. I don't know if it's like a translation issue or if I just like haven't exposed myself to this ideology enough yet to really like wrap my mind around it. I did find the author Megan, I think it's Masterson or Watterson. Anyway, she offers a lot of her own perspective on these writings. And she focuses a lot on like hearing your inner voice. So whether it's like talking to angels or what I resonate with more is like connecting and speaking to and being in touch with my higher version of my highest self. And so whatever that looks like to you, whether it's connecting with God, connecting with other deities, connecting with the universe, being a channel for collective consciousness, whatever that looks like for you, I still believe that it takes quiet time and meditation time and these processes that kind of take us out of the everyday world, whether it's some kind of breath work or some kind of psychedelic substance or just like being awake at a time that you're not usually awake at, that kind of like causes that mind state where you're kind of in between worlds and the reality shifts and bends a little bit. So whether you choose to do whatever your process is to get to that state, I think it's really important to regularly attain that, just so that you have that little bit of outside perspective that allows you to see the bigger picture. I'm trying to think if I really feel like I love talking about this. So if you have any questions that I'm not covering, like how do you do this breath work that you're talking about, I would love to chat with you about that. But yeah, I think the only other thing that I really feel moved to talk about is, for me, my intuition is starting to feel like pulses. So whether it's like a romantic relationship or like a business idea or even just like what outfit I want to wear today, I can really start feeling like what has a pulse and what doesn't. So if something's really alive for me and juicy and exciting, and not in like a, oh, this is so naughty, like if I do this, it's gonna cause all this drama and all these people are gonna like either give me a bunch of attention or judge me, and like it's not that like anxious, loud, flashy pulse like that like actually makes your own pulse quicken. It's more like a, I don't know what it is. It's just like a thicker cord that connects me to the thing. And so Like, let's just use romantic relationships because I feel like most people can kind of feel familiar with that. Like, I'm single right now and I have a lot of options. Like, honestly, my number one priority right now is work. So I don't have like a lot of time and energy to dedicate to that. So I have no patience with bullshit right now. So honestly, like if people disrespect like my time or my energy or my attention, they're done. But honestly, like it's pretty hard to like even get my attention in the first place because like there's this passion for life that I feel like is required to even be in my vicinity right now. And if people don't have that, they just don't have that pulse. So I don't know if that's really describing it very well, but um, I don't know. If you're familiar with energy work, sometimes it's almost like a heat, but also it's just like I don't know. It's just like whatever is drawing me to it. So I would love to encourage you for the next 2 weeks to really play with this idea of what does that look like for you? Like, what does your intuition look and feel like? And just kind of test it out. Like, honestly, sometimes we learn by making mistakes. So I think that's the idea I want to kind of close with. Um, I don't know if it made it to Facebook, but on Instagram, I posted a meme for my Exquisite Expressions of Power meme series that said, to build trust, trust must first be extended. And that also applies to building trust with yourself. So um, sometimes the way to build trust is by fucking it up and then forgiving yourself and trying again and just taking it as a lesson like, wow, that did not work at all. Oops. And just being like super, super gentle with yourself and being curious about like testing things. Like, does this work? Does this make me happy? Do I feel good about the way that this turned out? And how can I change that in the future? So, yeah, I just want to challenge you to kind of play with and get curious about those ideas and just kind of see how that turns out for you. And if you want to give me feedback or let me know what your results with that are, I would love to hear that. And okay, just one more thing. Sorry. I just want to caution you to avoid putting too much weight into systems that are made to break you down and wear you down and suck your energy and your trust of yourself. So basically any institution, and I know that this makes me sound like this like chaos rebel, which I mean, yeah, I am, but at the same time, it's like just play with that too. Like if something is making you feel guilty or shameful or regretful about something, I want you to question where that shame and guilt is coming from. Like, I want you to really tap into identifying if it really comes from your own personal internal belief systems or if it's an external influence that is being projected on you and you've adopted as your own. And honestly, like if something makes you feel not good and it's really genuinely coming from the internal state, then don't do it, of course. But I feel like the more I evaluate these things, the more my true nature and my true essence really start to develop. And I've been like living in this really profound and beautiful state of like self forgiveness and self acceptance and just like very calm and peaceful self love. So it's kind of trippy. Like, even just like verbalizing that, I'm like, ooh, like I get the goosebumps. And it's also kind of like a little bit of a buzz, like being stoned or like, I don't know. It's delicious. So that's a potential reward for tapping into your true essence. Because I just feel like everything out there is like, oh, we're gonna help you discover your true purpose and your true nature. And like honestly, nothing is going to really facilitate that process as much as you committing to it and you giving time to yourself. Like I don't feel like, and this sounds like really hypocritical coming from I'm promoting this program, of course, right? But I don't think that there are systems or programs or um, buildings or groups of people that are going to show you your own truth more than you're going to show yourself. So the last thought that I want to leave you with for these next couple of weeks. So I just want to let you know that I really just love you so much, and I want to encourage you to love yourself and be kind to yourself. And if that helps you be kind to others, yay. If not, like, take care of you first. Make yourself your own priority. So, sending you lots and lots of love. I hope you're having a great night, and we'll talk soon. Mwah! Thanks.